So I had the pleasure of speaking to, since our last meeting, which has been a while ago, speaking to some parents and to some teachers at Anna Yates, and um, I want to welcome Dawn to the board because this sort of dovetails nicely into this conversation. A common theme that I heard from a variety of sources was the topic of space. You know, we can talk about declining enrollment, and it's interesting to me that that's one of the things here. But the feeling at the campus, and again from my small sample size, is that there's just not a lot of room for the kids. And as I look at the ECCL updates, and I like that he went over the buildings, and I hadn't seen that before.
Currently or at the new space?
Currently at Annie Yates, but also talking about going forward. I worry about the space at the ECCL, particularly for the younger grades. You know, I've been touring school campuses, as I always do, but really looking as a parent this time around. And you know, as I look at the diagram, I really am concerned about the outdoor area for kids. And so I'm hoping, and I have to learn your last name so I can address you properly, our newest member can take a look at his design with his design eye to sort of get a sense of what's going on. And like I said, I spoke to some teachers, and they've had some real positive comments about some of the things going on in the new administration. But that was a theme that I kept hearing from them, and then it would echoed with a few parents that I spoke with. So that's really my big announcement, is that something I want to keep a watchful eye on going forward.
So thank you. I will take a look at that.
Thank you.
I'd like to ask Dr. Rubio about one thing pertaining to the recent social activity that's occurred in the East Bay, and how, as the superintendent and as the representative of the district, how are we addressing the concerns of the students in the reaction to the events? Have you approached on an individual basis to the teachers and the staff to present certain, let me say, just allaying their fears regarding, you know, what's happening? I mean, what has happened? I'm trying to get to a point as far as what action has taken place within the school to address any concerns that the students may have.
I had a conversation, I guess it was 2 evenings back when the freeway was shut down. It was I believe it was 2 nights ago, because I barely got out of the city around 10 p.m. With the city manager. So we began a conversation that evening, and she had asked if we could have some officials from the police department, not necessarily officers, but some of the staff there, come in and have some conversations at the high school, because we both saw that this is a possible opportunity for those conversations. And we haven't gone past that just yet,
Okay.
but that's what we have on deck.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and I haven't, and we haven't at our high school. I have not been alerted yet to any concerns, but you know, I'm sure there may be some.
Almost on a precautionary measure,
Sure,
as opposed
sure,
to
it's preventative,
be
yeah.
proactive in the sense.
Yeah.
Well, and just to note, I think part of probably why there hasn't been as much is that Emeryville police have always had a positive relationship with our students, especially at the high school location, because there's been a resource officer present. So they're not, there's always been a positive interaction, or there's always been a mutual respect for the officers that have participated in different events, and they're familiar with police in Emeryville. So I think that's always been, you know,
Good,
it
okay.
definitely speaks to Emeryville and the partnership, really, truly.
Well, just to piggyback on, if nothing else, I think it's a great opportunity for some teaching moments and some family building. Yeah, I mean, I'm in a biracial relationship. It has been a hot topic in my household. We discuss it every day. So I just think that it is something, you know, race is not a non-issue, and it, at least with the high school kids, should be talked about. It should be, you know, this is history. History is being made right now. This is happening, and it should be talked about as teaching opportunities also.
Agreed.
Ooh, and that sounds like the rain.
On that note,
That's the wind. Yeah.
On that note, as the gusts arrive,
Yes.
calendar review. We have a regular board meeting. I guess our next regular board meeting is the second Wednesday in January, we've decided, which is the 7th, is it? No, I'm just doing this. 8th. No, 7th? What's the date? The 8th. Okay, January 8th is our next regular board meeting. And the superintendent's, it's the 7th?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
This-
Wednesday.
The second Wednesday?
Second Wednesday will be the 14th.
14th. It's the
14th.
14th.
Even better.
14th.
We don't have to come back to the 14th. Okay. We have a city schools meeting on January 8th. Superintendent's has no December meeting of the Finance Committee, and we will be out of session from December 22nd to January 2nd. No school. And with that, we are adjourned. 10:17.